Have you ever felt lonely? Have you ever felt that nobody truly understands what you're going through? If that's the case, then today's name is for you, Al-Qarib, the close one. Why is it that we're getting to know Allah? Because to know Him is to love Him. How can we claim we love someone we don't know? Once we know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we can't help but fall in love with Him, and as a result, we'll start to worship Him as though we can see Him. And ta'bud Allah ka'annaka tara. Bismillah, let's begin. Let me start by sharing a beautiful example of what it means to depend on Al-Qarib, the close one, and what this beautiful name actually means. Maryam alayhi salam was in a very difficult situation. She was giving birth completely alone in an isolated place. And as somebody that's just given birth recently, I can't imagine how difficult that must be. To give birth completely alone with no one around you as support must be so scary and so lonely. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran how she was feeling. She said,
قالت يا ليتني مت قبل هذا وكنت نسيا منسيا.
she says, I wish I died before this experience and I was forgotten. What does that go to show? It means that she was in a really difficult position. Al-Qarib recorded her words in the Quran. Allah was so close that He knew what she was feeling, that He recorded her words as a timeless reminder for us, that He's so close that He knows what we're feeling. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then in the very next ayah tells her,
فناداها من تحتها ألا تحزني قد جعل ربك تحتك سريا وهزي إليك بجذع النخلة تساقط عليك رطبا جنيا فكلي واشربي وقري عينا فإما ترين من البشر أحدا فقولي إني نذرت للرحمن صوما فلن أكلم اليوم إنسيا.
Don't grieve. I've provided you a stream of water. Shake the date palm. There'll be dates, ripe dates. Eat those dates and put your heart at ease. And then He tells her what to do next, the action plan. When you go back to your people, don't say anything. And subhanAllah, it's so incredible. There was wisdom why she didn't even need to speak. Allah's like, don't worry, I've got your back. You don't even need to open your words. You don't even need to open your mouth because I've got your back. What does Allah do? He provides for her a beautiful miracle, a way out in a way that she never thought was possible. He provided her son, a newborn baby, to speak on his mum's behalf. What does that go to show? Allah Al-Qarib, even in our difficult times, He's right there with us. We're never alone. So if you're feeling very lonely right now and you feel like nobody understands what you're going through, then run to Al-Qarib because He's always there, the close one, the one that's so near to us, nearer to us than our own selves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that He's closer to us than Hablul Warid, the jugular vein, the life source vein. Without this vein, we don't even survive. What does that go to show? That Allah is closer to us than life itself, that without Him we cannot do anything. And so this beautiful name gives us this sense of comfort. We're never truly alone.
ونحن أقرب إليه من حبل الوريد.
Do you share your feelings with people that are not close with you? Would you go tell your random neighbor that's 20 doors down your deepest, darkest feelings? Probably not. Or would you tell some distant relative that you haven't seen in 20 years what's actually really going on with you? Probably not, right? Who do you actually share your feelings with? You share it with people that are close with you, that you trust, that are a safe place with you. Allah is so beautiful. He calls Himself Al-Qarib to say, I am your safe place. I am so near to you that I already know what you feel. Isn't that so incredibly validating? That Allah knows already how we feel. Yes, we should go to Allah and talk to Allah, not so that we tell Allah how we're feeling because He doesn't know. Astaghfirullah, He already knows what we're feeling. It's for us. When we go and talk to Allah and share how we feel, it becomes therapeutic for us to lift that burden off, that we feel like we've got this beautiful, safe place to talk to Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He shares this beautiful name in the Quran, He often pairs it with Allah's name Al-Mujib, the one who answers. And there's this beautiful ayah in the Quran after the verses of Ramadan and fasting in Surah Al-Baqarah. Allah puts this beautiful ayah. He says,
وإذا سألك عبادي عني فإني قريب أجيب دعوة الداع إذا دعان.
it's such a beautiful ayah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, when my servant asks you about me, He's directly talking to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And He does this in many places in the Quran. He says, وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَلِ الْخَمْرِ وَالْمَيْسِرِ قُلْ وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الرُّوحِ قُلْ. He says, when they ask you about the soul, say. When they ask you about alcohol, say. It usually always comes with say, قُلْ. He starts with that, قُلْ. Except for this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي. There's no kul in the ayah. It's so significant and so beautiful of the timeless wisdom of the Quran and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks. So He's saying, when my servants ask you about me, O Muhammad, drops the kul, verily I am me. What does that mean? He says, I don't need you to deliver the message. I'm going to deliver the message straight to them that I am me. That means He's talking directly to me and He's saying, I am near to you. وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيب. Isn't that incredible? I'll give you an example. Imagine if I'm talking to my husband and I say, hey, when Dad comes home and he asks about the food, I don't talk to my husband anymore. Now I'm talking directly to my dad and I say, it's in the oven. What does that go to show? That I'm directly passing the message to my dad rather than going through my husband to go to my dad. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the highest example. He's doing that with us to remind us, I am so close to you. You don't need to go through any third party. In other faiths and other religions, you need to go through people in order to seek forgiveness and to expiate your sins and to be saved. Allah is so kind. He's like, you don't need to do all of that. You can come directly to me. You have direct access to me because I'm Al-Qarib. فَإِنِّي قَرِيب. Oh, so beautiful. أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ. I answer the call of the caller when they call. It's so significant and so beautiful. What does that mean? It means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows when you call Him. Let me tell you, Allah could have said, I answer the call of our caller when they call. What does that mean? It means that you're not specific. So if I told my husband, pass me a book, that means pass me any book. It's not specified. But if I said, pass me the book, I'm talking about a specific book. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this very ayah is telling us, when you call, I know it's you. You're not some random no caller ID. I know exactly who you are. I know exactly who you are. Isn't that so special to know that we have direct line access with Allah anytime? We can call Him at any time. I answer the call of the caller when they call. And He says, I answer you. Now imagine you have, I want you to think of the most famous person or person that you think is really prestigious, that you think, wow, I would love to be in contact with them. Have someone in mind. Imagine you have access to them. They give you their number and you can call them at any time. And they say, look, I'll answer you anytime. And I know that you're Hannah and I can answer you. And I know exactly who you are and I'll answer you anytime. Wouldn't you feel so special? Like, oh my God, I have this person's phone number and they know who I am and I can call them at any time. Wouldn't you feel so special? Now to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the one that's in control of everything, He's saying, you have my number. You can call me anytime. Just raise your hand. You don't even need to utter. That's so beautiful about dua, is that you don't even need to move your lips. You can literally just say what you want in your heart to Allah and He hears. And He is Al-Mujib. He's the one who responds. Allah is so kind. And so some people will say, but Hannah, I've been making dua for lots of things, but Allah hasn't given me what I wanted. Well, then you've missed the point of dua. Dua isn't like some Amazon order that you say, Ya Allah, I want this and give it to me like this right now. You miss the point of dua. Yes, we ask Allah for what we need because we're in desperate need of Him. We can't have anything without Allah for sure. But you miss the point if you just think it's about just getting stuff. Dua is your connection to Allah. It's how you talk to Allah. Dua isn't just asking Him for things. It's telling Him how you feel and what's going on with you. Imagine you're just in your car and you say, Ya Allah, there's so much traffic today, and Ya Allah, I've got so many things. I think I'm going to start with this, and oh my God, this coffee tastes really beautiful. Oh, I really like this milk. Maybe I should order it again tomorrow. Imagine we were in direct communication with Allah all the time. Like we were talking to a friend. You know how when you send a WhatsApp message to a friend and you're voice messaging her and you're telling her everything that's happening? Imagine we did that with Allah, not because Allah needs it, because we need it. Imagine how much it will strengthen our relationship with Allah to feel that Allah is Al-Qarib and He's always with us. Wouldn't that be so comforting to know Allah is with us while we're driving to work, while we're in that work meeting, while we're cooking iftar for our family, while we're breastfeeding our baby at night, while we're worshipping Allah? Wouldn't that be so beautiful knowing that Allah is Al-Qarib and with us? This name gives us so much comfort. If you're feeling distant from Allah, doesn't mean that Allah is distant from you. Often we confuse the two. We think, oh, I'm distant from Allah, so Allah is distant from me. Al-Qarib is always constant. He's always near to us. But we could be far from Him. And what's so beautiful, even if we're far and we come back to Him, He loves us and He welcomes us for it. Think about a friend. If you had a falling out with a friend and you made a mistake with a friend and it got all weird, imagine you came back to her and you tried to make the relationship better. It takes time, right? You're not going to automatically be 100% again. It's going to take time to build that safety again. But with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no matter how many times you sin, no matter how far away you go, how much you drift, you coming back to Him, He loves you even more for that. And He's always close to you. Allah is such a kind Lord. So now knowing this beautiful name, how will you show up in your life? So run to Him tonight, starting from now. Talk to Him. Tell Him about everything that's going on for you. Start that beautiful conversation with Allah. If you've loved today's Name Al-Qareeb, I'd love to hear from you. Feel free to reach out to me on Instagram and YouTube and tell me what you love and resonating with this name. And until tomorrow, Assalamu alaikum.
وإذا سألك عبادي عني فإني قريب أجيب دعوة الداع إذا دعان فليستجيبوا لي